The grace and the peace of God the Father and the Son Jesus, oh Lord, be with you today as I welcome you again to your morning devotion right here on the Home Based Ministries Network. This is your cup of your good morning to the Evangelist Extra Friday, San Rosa, top of the morning to you, man, and to all of the family and to all of you guys who are listening across the various social media networks. We are at chapter 10 in the book of Matthew, and we will be proceeding from verses 9 this morning. Verse 9, Jesus continues to instruct his 12, telling them, do not provide for themselves. Do not provide for themselves. Do not attempt to sustain yourselves when you are appointed to do the work that he sends you on. He tells them, do not carry anything of monetary value. No gold, no silver, no brass in their purses. Absolutely nothing to attempt to provide for themselves. Not a cent. That burden of provision has been removed from those who do the work of the ministry. I hope you all are hearing. Verse 10, he continues on the same line, saying, no script for your journey, meaning no travel bag or items. Neither two coats, neither shoes, nor staves, absolutely nothing. The 12 were instructed to not provide for themselves at all. But most of all, do not attempt to let that be any of your focus whatsoever. You understand what I'm saying? Nothing must not worry you or complicate when you go to do the work of the Lord. This was sternly brought across and emphasized by Jesus. He goes into great detail. There must not be anything influencing the mission other than the motive to do the work. Jesus then gives his 12 this reason for not providing for themselves pre the journey and pre the work, which is for the workman is worthy of his meat. Understand? The workman does a work that is worth receiving a wage for, and a proper wage at that. In other words, the work they do and the work that they will do will provide for them at the correct weight and measure, literally. That's what it means. The original text used the word axios, which would have been the original word used to mean to pay the correct weight or measure for goods, literally. Or it meant also that the payment in relation to the goods supplied must be of a comparable quantity. The payment must match the work. You understand? This would have been encouraging to the first-time apostles, that they would have been amply taken care of, remembering that although they were to receive proper quantum for the work, it was not to be the motive for their assignment. Do you all understand? The men sent out to do the great work of the ministry are not to be met with a pat on the back and your good job faces. Even though they do not do what they do for the gain, the appropriate measure for the work still has to be met by you. It is not a good thing to desire only and not to give who was sent to do the required work among you. Stop your one-track attitudes of malicious action, seeing freely ye have received, freely ye give. It will show that the work has a measure and a measured value by you and is really worth its measure. It will work for you in that regard. Jesus assures the 12 that they will be provided for by those he sent them to. That has not changed. Verse 11 to 12 are then told that wherever town they enter, find the residence or house which is fitting for their presence and stay there until they leave the town. So they would have to be able to discern and evaluate people they come in contact with and make decisions as to where they rest. So you also need to be mindful of where you choose as believers to abide and visit and commune. Most of all, who you decide to keep company with. Many times believers do not realize the seriousness of their actions when it comes to where they go and who they keep company with. It's as if they have no wisdom promoting foolish thinking and actions above all. else. They act as if they are stupid in that regard. It's not okay to be everywhere. It's not okay to socialize with everyone. It's not okay to think that these things are just okay, especially if you have been sent to do the work. Be wise in how you carry yourself and the decisions you make. So, step by step, what we see is that there are those who have been prepared to come to you and to bring the message from Christ to you. They provide you with the value of spiritual things as they receive freely from God, so they give. The value has to be recognized by you, who then in turn give freely of your best and the proper capacity to the width of what you have received. In other words, blessed when you are blessed. Freely give when you freely receive. The workman is worthy of that, of what they receive. If it's one thing that you are sure of getting value for, it's what you receive by those who were sent. Today, blessed if you are blessed. It's a proper working system designed for the proper interaction between the physical and the spiritual. It provides a system of satisfaction on both the sides, on both behalves, and most of all ensures that the receiver not only recognizes but understands the value of what is received, and in that regard the worth is properly measured. If we were to apply what we have been shown to all things, we would see them operate at optimum levels of satisfaction. If we were to treat our relationships of worth, valuing the contributions of each other, we would see the true worth. If we were to give the best on our jobs, in our conversations of what we speak, if we thoroughly understood what we were taught to do, neither of us would take anything either of us did for granted and not show a correct level of appreciation. Show someone some level of appreciation today in some good way. And those who keep watching for you spiritually, children to parents, husband to wives, and wives to husband, friends, brothers to sisters, everywhere goodness has reached. To the saints in the body of Christ, to who attend at the altar, freely ye give, freely ye receive. I'll see you guys tomorrow. This is Pastor Solomon de la Rosa, in God's grace.